Here we go. There is no starter today, March 10th. No starter today. So let's go right ahead to the summary page here. Right away to the summary page, March 10th. Today, you are inquiring about action steps to address modern day issues in South Africa. So yesterday was identifying issues, modern day issues in South Africa, these different inequities between the groups of people. Now you're going to research different action steps or what can be done, what other people are doing to address these issues. Okay. The North Carolina Standard Course studies continue to be understand the development of government in modern societies and regions. Unit Africa and the Middle East. Statement of inquiry: discontent creates change, and we're going to look at that through the lens of the discontent of the Black South Africans or the non-white South Africans creates this desire for change or something different. Okay. The synchronous work, no starter today. We're going to begin 114 South Africa website day 2, and then the ticket out the door will be the last thing of the day. And your asynchronous work is to complete 114 South Africa website day 2. All right, so let's do this. Everybody go back to day 1 for me in the digital notebook. Okay. Here's what mine looks like. Okay, go back. Let's review this. So yesterday, if we're going to talk about this, we know that apartheid ended in 1994. So we are a long ways away from that ending in 1994. However, I think if you go and you look and you research and you talk to people in South Africa today, you're still going to see some remnants of apartheid, okay, in South Africa. And some things that we read as we looked through that National Geographic article is we'd identified that they still have very separate neighborhoods. They have these pristine neighborhoods, and they have these almost like black townships just down the road. You have these segregated or separate neighborhoods. Now, there are not laws that say that the Black South Africans live here and the white South Africans live here. Those laws do not exist anymore. But the ramifications, the consequences, the remnants of those laws still have created these neighborhoods today. You still have financial inequality. Okay, if I maybe look a little bit more into this, I'm maybe assuming something here, but I maybe you have where the same job can be done by a white South African and then a non-white South African, and maybe their pay is different. Okay, so we need to look into that and see if that is an issue, because a lot of the issues in the protests that we identified in the National Geographic article is basically desiring equal pay or better pay. One thing we noticed in the article is high tuition costs. When it comes to going to school and the opportunity of getting furthering someone's education, tuition costs can be too high, okay, for the citizens of South Africa, specifically the Black or non-white citizens in South Africa. And again, unequal pay, we could probably even combine that into this one here: financial inequality, unequal pay. All right, so I'm gonna actually delete that one there. Let's see if I can move that. There we go. All right, and then we see in there that there's this xenophobia, this hatred of or mistreatment of the LGBTQ community, okay, in South Africa. I'm not sure we see anything. We haven't talked about anything that could be the root cause of that outside of it being different than what people expected. And I don't know exactly, but we can look a little bit more into that and the root cause of that kind of a lack of rights, lack of protection for the LGBTQ community, lack of acceptance of the LGBTQ community. And then we also noticed in the images of the National Geographic article that that interracial relationships are still frowned upon by certain groups of people. Okay. And so we know that the root cause of that, if we look back at one of our DBQs, right? If we look back somewhere here, let's see if I can find it. Here we go. Page 105. We look at 105. You may see some of the root causes of some of these. Okay, and maybe even there's more historical cause, like even further back. But if we look, right, prohibition of made illegal of Mixed Marriages Act of 1949. I wonder if that act from 1949 has repercussions of the way interracial relationships and marriages are looked at in South Africa today. Okay. Same thing here. We can look at a lot of these. Forced physical separation between races by creating different townships, neighborhoods for different races. I'm wondering if that could be the root cause of the segregation today, even though it is not law today. But could that be the historical cause of that separation today? Okay. All right. So take a look here. Just through some of that may help you. But let's head back to that page, please. 113. Okay. So now after that, right, you are expected to type in the historical cause. What was the root of that issue? Okay. Because if we're going to address an issue, you've got to identify where it started and how you can change and address the root cause of an issue. Okay. Now, let's look at today, 114. So here's what you are expected to do and complete today. And this is going to be, you are going to have to inquire. You have to research here and look a little bit more in depth into this issue. So if you picked, let's say, unequal pay, financial inequality or unequal pay, then what could be 3 action ideas that you can do or push for to allow pay to, or to change the pay so it is more equal in South African society? Okay. So think through that. And again, action ideas are things like policy changes in government, like making a law that states that there needs to be equal pay. Okay, making laws that protect the rights and the pay of individuals. I don't know exactly what that would be, but that's for you to figure out. Okay, so let's look. All right, so let's do this. Laws or policies promoting equal pay. All right, so we have some stuff that we'll see like in the United States, or we can look up organizations promoting equal pay. Let's just see what we can come up with here. Okay. All right, here's a good one. 9 organizations to support Latinx women's equal pay day. Okay. Finding gender equality. So these are maybe some comparisons, some other organizations that are doing some work that maybe as you look in and you see some information. This is mostly about equal pay for women, which I believe maybe is also an issue in South Africa. But we could look at some organizations that are doing this and what are they specifically doing? What are their action items? Okay. All right. Oh, here's Equal Pay International Coalition. So you're going to have to explore and see and come up with 3 action steps to increase or to help address your issue, okay, that you've picked. Now, I'm not asking you to say, hey, solve the issue, but I'm saying what are just 3 steps that you can encourage South Africa to take to alleviate or address this issue. Okay, so let's look at some others here. Maybe I'll go through and just kind of brainstorm with you here for a minute. I'm gonna go back here. All right. So if you pick separate neighborhoods, segregation, what could be an action item to increase or decrease the separation of neighborhoods, or more housing equality? Okay. All right. Maybe one, and I'm going to just kind of go through here. Maybe one would be to promote home ownership. All right. To increase home loans to South Africans, to increase home ownership. Okay. Maybe that could be part of it. Maybe there could be a requirement of a law that says that the neighborhoods have to be diverse. I don't know if that will fly. I don't know if that will be like follow the South African Constitution, but I'm just giving you some ideas. High tuition costs. Let's look down because we already talked about financial inequality. Let's look at high tuition costs. What programs could occur? Maybe one step is you can promote free college. Okay, promote free college through kind of the maybe getting more taxes from the government, or for the government getting more taxes from its citizens to provide free college to individuals. Okay, or maybe free like community college, something along those lines. Okay, that's just one action item. You got to think of a few other steps, a few other things. LGBTQ community. Maybe there's need to be laws, establish some laws and policies to protect individuals in the LGBTQ community. Okay, maybe some equal rights. So maybe that's just step one, is promoting laws that support the LGBTQ community. All right, so you have to look maybe at some more research and figure out if that, if those laws do exist in South Africa. If they do they need to be different? And then interracial relationships. I think this is more because it's not law. I think need to somehow erase that stigma of that different races, groups of people should not be in a relationship. How do you do that? Maybe there's some social programs, some campaigns, social media campaigns to kind of share the stories and promote and highlight interracial relationships. Again, I'm just going through giving one action item for each of them. I don't know if that will work for you, what you're looking for, but that's what you need to come up with today. What are 3 action ideas to address your issue? Okay. Then the next thing you need to do, brainstorm 3 strategies to spread awareness. Okay. 3 strategies to spread awareness. Now, if I'm looking at this, right, what are some marketing? Basically, this is marketing. How do you get this info out? How do you spread this? Right away, I think it's social media campaign. You can put that in with that first one, right? You can get specific, right? You can come up with, you TikTokers on the TikTok. Okay, you do a TikTok campaign. You could do ads promoting it on TV, YouTube advertisements, YouTube channel. What are 3 ways that right now you could use to spread awareness, okay, about this? That's and then come up with a third one as well. Okay. All right. So that is your job today, is to look into that, do some inquiry. 3 action ideas, 3 ways to spread awareness, and you're just getting this down in this organizer on page 114. All right, let's look here. I'm going to go to, again, some examples, okay? And show you some examples again. What is it? Campaign 0. All right. So again, here is an example of an organization and that you can look at. And you can look at a lot of different organizations and see what they do when it comes to certain initiatives. So here is, again, an attempt to end police violence in America, specifically towards minorities, Campaign 0. Okay, so they have different campaigns. They have issues. So for example, right now, they have a campaign called Nix the Six. So that would be like their campaign slogan. Okay, when it comes to addressing the power of police unions and kind of where that can get in the way of ending police violence. Okay, or you could look at the 8 Can't Wait campaign. Very similar. You have a slogan by the same organization, 8 Can't Wait. So you got this hashtag, this slogan, this campaign. That's what you need to create as part of your project. Is what is this slogan? What is this campaign? What is this social media campaign that you can use to spread awareness of the issue and to gain momentum and change and people to jump on board with your initiative? Okay. All right. So those are some examples that I wanted to show you. And let's go to the ticket out the door, and then I'll give you the rest of the time to work on this. Okay. Go ahead and complete the ticket out the door now. Everything should be good to go. Objective, unit, statement of inquiry, and then the asynchronous work.